It's Sunday night. We're here. We're primed. It's audio who. The Rangers didn't succumb to the Celtic. I've been drinking all day. I'm ecstatic with a draw. And we're all here. Yes. Companion Chronicles. Mastermind. We have Yaji So. Shut it, phone. We have Yaji So. We have Daphne Ashbrook. We have the great Jeffrey Beavers. One of the very few Companion Chronicles whereby we have a cast audio to an extent. It's a free-hander and it's fucking phenomenal. You find out what happens to the Master after the events of the 96 movie in terms of the Snake and the Eye of Harmony. And there you go. Well, let's go to there. Yep. Mastermind. And Big Finish basically fills in a lot of blanks here. So for anybody that proclaims that, oh my God, what happens here and then? Fuck you. That's your answer right then. Before we get to that, let's get to your panel for this evening. AJ, the funder from Down Under. On a Monday morning, my apologies for the late start. How are you, buddy?
All good. We're all good here.
Good to see you, mate. Down in the bowels of hell, my buddy from Corpus Christi, Texas, Tim Wells. Timbo, how are you, mate?
All right, how we doing?
Good to see you, mate. All the way from Tyler's Blue, it's Sue for Cali. Sue, how are you, mate?
I'm good. Thanks, Graham. Glad to see you.
I'm not exactly sober, but I'm here. All the way from Tottenham, ready to complain. Let's Phil apart. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm not in a complaining mood today. I'm in an exciting, masterous mood.
That's good to know. Jeffrey Beavers will be proud. And all the way from NYC, it's Mr. Will Medina, fresh off of a con with Tom Savini. How are we going, Will?
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Good to see you, man. So yeah, the Companion Chronicles, Season 8, story number 1. And we have Mastermind. We have Jeffrey Beavers returning as the Master after the events of the 1996 movie, where it was engulfed as Mr. Eric Roberts. And, oh my God, you basically get a free hander here where you get 3 cast members indulging themselves and having a lot of fun in terms of playing other characters. You've got, you know, Jeffrey Beavers, obviously, Daphne Ashbrook and Yaji So. And thanks to Fox TV, Grace Holloway and
the Asian child.
The Asian child are lost in limbo. So Big Finish bring them back in terms of these 2 characters from, technically, to begin with, UNIT. They are actually members of UNIT. Which is Ruth Matheson and Charlie Sato. And obviously, as a result of the events of this story, a whole lot of shit ensues. So, where to begin? Okay, Timbo, can I get your thoughts on Mastermind, please? Jeffrey Beavers, Daphne Ashbrook, and Yaji So.
It's a good idea. It's a pretty good story. It's interesting that it's a companion chronicle with no companions, but it's interesting. Like you said, this is UNIT. This is the only unit they had at the time, and since the expansion of the license, now these guys kind of got kicked to the curb. And they only have one more appearance in the Worlds of Doctor Who box set.
Yeah,
but This is what I like the most about this story is the way that it rewrites the history of the Master and what happened to him after. It kind of sets a little bit of his timeline in place to allow Beavers to play the role after already playing the role.
Yes.
In other words, he's the fallback position apparently because of whatever it is with the snaky thingy that Robert swallowed. So it's just like this body is his default position. Whoever's body he steals or takes over, he's always going to end up being this guy, and that's pretty cool. But I think that's the best thing about it. Otherwise, these guys are kind of incompetent. I mean, really, they're telling each other, "Hey, can you keep an eye on him while I'm talking to him? I'll keep an eye on him while you're talking to him," and yet they both end up being completely befuddled by beavers. And it's like, oh well, is that the best? Is this the best unit can do? This ain't your daddy's unit anymore. So.
Yeah. To be fair, obviously they were playing totally different characters.
I know that.
No. I'm not criticising you, man. I'm just flipping it on its side. And to be fair to the story, it did give you a backstory for each character, which is fine. That's always good.
I mean, you feel sorry for them at the end because if they do get stuck in a room and they realize that their colleagues are not going to let them out. They fucked up. So they're going to have to pay for it, which is where we meet them again later.
Yeah, their story wouldn't be picked up until Colin Baker's last box set, which is The Sixth Doctor, The Last Adventure. Am I right? Or am I right?
No, Worlds of Doctor Who.
Sorry, my apologies. So many box sets and so many big
So little time.
Yeah. The World of Doctor Who. My apologies. And so if you get a hankering for these characters, that's the box that you should go listen to. Thanks, Timbo. AJ, Mastermind. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I didn't mind the story. It actually gives a throwback to another book, The Eight Doctors, where they mentioned the Master swallowing the death worm, and that's how he survived the events of the movie. So they've got little bits and pieces from books and other things that make it all canon into one thing for us to...
And I wouldn't use the word canon. It's whatever you want it to be.
Well, when I say canon, I mean something that's a destruction device, you know, something that will blow something up.
He means something coherent.
Yeah, well, coherent, let's say that.
Continuity is the word.
But I like the whole thing with Area 51 and the Master, and it had a feel of the movie Oculus. I don't know if anyone's seen that or not, but where the perceptions are slightly twisted and they're not really seeing what's happening. So it was. I like the audio. It was really well done.
Thanks for that, mate. Philip, how about you?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Right. I love this story because as much as Jeffrey Beavers is playing a master here, you also get him playing different characters within his stories.
Which is fantastic.
Which is brilliant. Because I do like the kind of like Godfather type character who plays. It's really good that he brings that out. To be honest, I wasn't quite sure that was him playing that character.
Of course it was Angelo and fucking all the rest of it.
It's just that when the way he changed his voice, you wouldn't think that was Beavers. Because he's got a distinctive voice. And you know what? There was one scene that he tells of how he gets that certain woman to shoot herself in the head. And I just thought, oh, wow, that is...
Which is, and sorry to interrupt, which again is played by Daphne Ashbrook. And, you know, that's the going thing about it's essentially a free-hander. You get free cast members playing everybody, and they do a bang-up job to tell a great story.
Yeah, indeed.
You know?
I can't fault this story at all. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the very few Companion Chronicles stories whereby you essentially have a full cast audio.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. Susie, how about you, dearie?
I really enjoyed the parallel editing between the two unit soldiers, the one who was in the box with the Master and the one that was out of the box with the Master.
The box.
And his two stories that went to the part of, I mean, he told a part of the story to each of the two of them, and that was really interesting, which parts he chose for which people. And he was obviously like really manipulating the thing because neither of them were able to pick up what he was doing from the camera and from the mic, but they were both completely under his sway. And I just thought that was really cool. And I really enjoyed the way it went back to the morphogenic worm thing, and then he went back to his crispiness every time he'd run out of a body.
Okay.
Anyway, the Godfather bit was cool too. I agree, Philip. That was really awesome. So
yeah, for an audience that pays homages to classic movies like The Godfather and to a lesser extent Scarface, it's not bad. It's a good story. And as I say, you've essentially got a free-hander here whereby the cast members are playing various other members of the cast. You've got Jeffrey Beavers as the head of the so-called family. You've got Daphne Ashbrook as the so-called assassin who infiltrates the casino racket to quote-unquote kill the Don, and you end up with a rifle being turned on her and she kills herself, which is quite good. Yeah, gee, so it's weird because when it comes to this fella, he's a companion, but he's not a companion, and yet at the same time, he's the Asian child. For him to be playing, shut it phone, for him to be playing, what's his name, Charlie Sato. Charlie Sato, with a tragic backstory whereby him and his sister and his family was in the house and he had an earthquake and his father, extracted him through that earthquake and blah, blah, blah. Jeffrey Beavers is maniacal and he's best in this because there's so many facets to the Master. You've got the Master that you know on TV. You've got the potential Master that you know in this audio in terms of how he's manipulating the two principles involved. So Jeffrey Beavers is a fucking phenomenal actor, and he deserves every bit of praise he gets.
And I wonder what William thinks about all that.
yeah, don't forget William.
I know. My apologies. I've been drinking all day, and Rangers have not lost to Celtic. William, how are you?
I'm all right. This is like everybody saying it's a good story. It's only for an hour long, and of course all three actors play different roles, and they did a very good job. But what the funny thing is, it's a companion chronicle, and nobody's a companion. But another thing that sticks out is the Master's the one that sticks out in his story. He's the manipulator since you hear his voice from the moment you hear his voice to when he leaves laughing his head off. He's the one that taking over this whole episode, because you could tell that because the moment when you hear the two unit people talking to each other, they're saying he's gonna try to hypnotize you and he's gonna try to get information of his TARDIS. And the moment the captain opened her mouth and mentioned his TARDIS, that's when all hell broke loose because she gave it out. And you go back and listen to it when she said that. That's when he got real into it, was getting into them and manipulating, like, oh no, this could have happened this way if you let me go. And then he told the other guy, oh, your dad could be alive if you let me go. But that was his being just a manipulator, but he really had them hypnotized. And then he had to wait a little while for he could get them to see that each one of them was not who they thought they were seeing, where he could just walk out the door, which was real funny because if you notice at the end of the story, they stuck in the vote and they might not be able to come out of there for 50 years.
Yeah.
Because the unit not gonna let them go. So, and then another good thing about this is that this is explaining, yes, what happened to him, to the Master from the '96 movie, but he listened to his narration. When he escaped the TARDIS, he ended up in the past, way in the past, just like before the First World War.
1910, I believe.
Yeah. So he had to be there and live his life, but he cannot interfere with history. Because of course the mankind didn't have the technology that he needs when he could get out of there, so he had to just do it down low. And the best place he thought he could hide was in the United States, in Vegas, when the casinos were being built up and all that. So he was being smart on that. But notice when he entered the 70s, when he was discovered from his imprisonment
on the flap,
in the flap, it was already past the 70s when the Master already appeared with the Third Doctor for the first time like that, so that does not interfere with it. So in the way,
which is why he was held captive within the vault. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Newton realized they cannot let him loose because they'd be in certain spots. There could have been two of them running around.
I mean, you know what? This is really a fantastic story, but not, for so many reasons. It explains what happens to the Master after the events of Eric Roberts in the '96 movie. It gives you maybe a plateau and maybe of an understanding in terms of, obviously, you've got these two unit officers who have been assigned to the vault. So, in terms of a so-called Companion Chronicles story, it really is different, because generally all you got in a Companion Chronicles story is one lead actor and a guest actor, and they relay the whole plot. What you've got here is you've got two lead actors, or three lead actors, and they are then obviously
certain characters.
They're doing different characters. They are basically doing the other character within the piece. So that's not bad. It's not the first time where the Companion Chronicles have strayed for the regular format. You've obviously got the example of Perry and the Piscon Paradox, and what was the one with Sylvester McCoy and the two chicks, the Black Tablet crew, was it Frozen Time or Ice Time, whatever the hell. Project. Phil, help me out here.
Oh, you mean from the Project Twilight? Or the one that was a Companion
there was a Project one within the Companion Chronicles range, and I kind of...
Project Nirvana.
Thank you, Phil. Project Nirvana. So you also get Sylvester McCoy and the two chicks for the Black Tablet crew doing his time with Hex as well. So it's different for the Companion Chronicles, not to just have two people relating a story. They did it now and again in terms of having a regular cast, so it's a nice twist, and it's a nice format, so you can't really grumble. And I enjoyed the story, so you can't really grumble. Right, guys, any events, characters, or entities within the story that stood out for you? Philip's away drinking the cup of clear broth, so Mastermind, and stick it with you.
Well, cause the one who stood out the best, the Master, because you could tell, but when you listen to the whole story, he was the one who manipulated the two characters in it for him to escape. So he of course stood out. Now the funny thing is that when the captain was explaining about the Master being captured, Captain Matheson, she does mention Dr. Holloway from the 1999-2000. She does mention the doctor's last name, but never mention her first name. So they got away with that. So it was pretty good to mention it though. There was
and just to mention that, fuck you, Fox. Just saying. Philip, what's your review of this one, mate?
What's the question?
Characters or entities that stood out for you within this
My apologies, I've been running around doing something for the neighbour. Right, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, the bit where he manipulates the woman to shoot herself, that's my favourite scene of the whole story. I thought that was the most creepiest thing ever. And,
you essentially have Jeffrey Beaver playing a mob boss, and you get Daphne Ashford playing an assassin. Yeah. Within that scene, and it's
and he flips the table.
It really is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good scene. I'll give you that. Yeah.
And anything else? No, I mean that was the only thing that stood out for me, and the fact that the way that what we all said earlier about how he manages to trap those two in his cell and just fucks off with his card and like, see you later, guys. Kind of cool. So
Okay. Timbo, what do you reckon, man? Anything stood out for you?
Well, I just like the way they kind of explained how the Master is now after his after the events of the '96 movie. That why he is the way he is and how he continues on. So even though this was the Master before Ainley, now he's that guy again, because apparently whenever he adopts a body, it's only temporary. He can't keep it for too long. And that's why he ends up brutalizing this whole family. I mean, just waiting for one of them to grow up long enough to take over the kids. Yeah. That's pretty clever plan for a long game. But also his explanation of what happened, though, could be unreliable because he is the master after all. He doesn't always tell the truth. He could have just been telling these people what they wanted to hear. That's pretty much what he does. And that's pretty much how he gets away with it at the end. I really like the thing that he also, he tricked the woman into locking them in there. Like, I mean, that was the last thing he did on his way out. I was like, yeah, guess what? And then they're, like I said, they're incompetent. They were incompetent. She should have known better. I get the Sato guy was a bit of a junior guy, and she was explaining things, but she should have known better than to let
You know
her
what?
get tricked out.
I totally agree with that. When it came to Charlie Sato, I'll give him a pass. But the fact that Ruth Matheson, this was her second dealing with him, yeah, I can cover that. She should have known better. But at the same time, it did have an end to a means. And, you know, the two of them do have a follow-up story, so I guess it does pay off eventually. AJ, Mastermind, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I didn't mind the story. The three actors were brilliant. The whole thing with the Master's TARDIS, I don't think they even need to mention it was there because doesn't he have like a psychic link to it? So he would have known when it was there.
That's a good point.
The vote that he was in was keeping everything from working. No radio, no transmission was going in there, so his link to it was being blocked off.
Okay, well,
That's why when she opened her mouth and mentioned it, it bit her in the rear.
okay, well, I take that back.
Considering how weak he is in this state, it wouldn't have been a stronger link anyway. It would have been quite worn through.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I take that back then. Well, I agree that it was stupid to try and talk to the Master. I reckon they should have like EEG or something on their head so they could have sensed when the brain was being manipulated by the Master. So then they could have gone, okay, stop, get out, we're done. See you later, we'll see you in 5 years or whenever you wake up next. That's what I would have done. But
there you go. At the very least, they were trying to use his projective powers for good, which obviously didn't work out. All right, Sue, what about you?
Your audio's weird, Graham.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The thing that the character was the grandfather clock. The TARDIS being a grandfather clock was a character in it, and everything was pointed towards getting that. Everything was, you know, and so the story had an arc towards that, and I like that. So that's my favorite bit.
All right, cool. And do realising that we're on a timer because I've signed into the wrong account again. I guess it's that time again. No, sorry. Open mic portion of the podcast. And anything else you want to bring up regarding this still?
You know, the only thing I would like to see is that since now that we have updated version of Unit being done as box set, I think maybe as maybe a one story, if they do a 4-story box set, is maybe the trial of these two characters for failing on their duty. So that'll be an interesting one episode to hear.
Well, they've already had that. They've already done that in the world's Doctor Who.
And well, you know, we get into the box set more better.
No, but I mean, in other words,
was that the World of Doctor Who?
They were given the
Baker set.
That's what Colin Baker said. They were given the opportunity to correct their mistake and get their unit privileges back. Although I don't know how well they did, but remember they had Mike Yates with them. So.
I assumed that was the Colin Baker. I might be wrong. I thought that was the Colin Baker set.
It's the World of Doctor Who, episode 3.
Yeah, he's in the last one.
Okay, yeah.
Colin Baker's in the last one.
Isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Isn't it true? Because in the story, he mentions a companion that we've never seen or met before.
Who's that?
Who's with the Doctor when he escapes the Eye of Harmony. Edward somebody. But isn't he
Edward Granger.
So he's in a BBC book, I'm sure, but I can't remember which one it is.
I assume they were throwing that guy a bone. Obviously, it didn't work out well for him because the Master possessed him. So, you know, whatever. There you go. That's one of the throwaway names, I guess.
But to Will's point, though, I do agree that it might be nice to follow up on these characters in the new Unit box set. I'm not sure though if their time at Unit is at the same time as the Brigadier's daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
You know what? You're right. Fox are going to be complete dicks and no release the characters to
Dr. Grace.
Grace Holloway and obviously
The Asian child.
The Asian child. And
Love that.
I mean, who really needs
Chang.
them anyway? Come on.
Chang.
they don't need them, but
Chang Li, of course.
And then they
I think the Eighth Doctor has moved on.
just a tad with Charlie Pollard and Lucy
A bit,
Moore. Yeah. But no, but at the end of the day, if you can keep Daphne Ashbrook and Yat Ji Soon and a wee bit of work, then why not? Bring them back. I think they've had 4 audios and at the best so far. So
Free.
is it free? Sorry, my apologies. Yeah. So why not? They're not bad. So keep them going. Give them some new material. All right. Any events, Cat? Sorry. Okay.
It's that time again.
It's that time again. Thank you. My apologies, Tim.
For a host to suck down that coffee, man. He needs it.
But how the fuck did you know I was drinking coffee? I've been drinking all day. Mastermind, Series 8, Story number 1 of the Companion Chronicles range. All right, Phil, what do you give out of 10, mate?
I'm going to give it a whopping 10 out of 10 because I love this story. It's very good.
A 10 out of 10?
Yes, I'm sorry. I love this Companion Chronicle. Giffy Beavers has done himself proud on this. And as I said earlier, all the different characters he played within his story structure, he done a bang-up job. So,
Excellent. Okay.
There you go.
Susie, Ficali, what do you give this 1 out of 10, dearie?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Awesome stuff.
Excellent. All right, AJ, it's Monday morning. What do you reckon, man?
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. It was a brilliant story and great to hear the the Master's history after the events of the 96 movie. So it's good to see that.
They're filling in the blanks. Well done, Big Finish. All right, Timbo, what's the view for Tikigo?
I'll give it a 9.5.
Ooh, 9.5 out of 10, and the beardy weirdy is happy. Nice. All right, well, what's NYC saying, mate? Mr. Womadina, what do you reckon?
I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10, and we need to bring these 2 characters just to see furthermore anything else happened to them after this story and the world of Doctor Who like that. Yeah, and maybe I'm not doing it as a follow-up to as a companion. Putting it in the unit box is more better. It'd be better.
Champion. And myself, I'll use a solid 8.5. I enjoy Jeffrey Wheeler's in this. I enjoy the fact that it's a free-hander and all 3 of them play separate characters in terms of when it delves into the past of Ruth Matheson and Charles Sato. So you can't really grumble. It's 55 minutes to 58 minutes and it's a solid body story. Go listen. There's no narration here. It's just free people, 3 cast members, and a jolly good tale. And you get a wee bit of filler when it comes to what happens to the Master before, after, and during the 1996 movie with Paul McGann. So you can't really grumble. Excellent. So right, guys, done, dusted, finito, in the can. Can I take this opportunity to thank the cast members for being here this evening? I know it's not always viable, especially from myself, who was 40 minutes late after drinking, after a soccer result that kind of went their way, even though we didn't win.
We like to thank our sponsor, Mr. Coffee.
There you go, Mr. Coffee. I'm drinking that right now. So yeah, there you go.
Next week,
yeah, so my apologies, mate. Yeah. I had a brain fart. My apologies. Next week, we will delve into the realm of Tom Baker. We've got a 2-parter for you, which is an hour apiece, and we will be tackling Philip.
We will be tackling from the Fourth Doctor range with K9 and what's her name? Lala Ward.
Lala Ward.
It will be called A Paradox Planet and the Legacy of Death. 2-parter story.
There you go. The Paradox Planet and the Legacy of Death. You have a 2-parter here. You have 55 minutes to an hour within both parts, and we will be quite happy to sit down and tackle that. As always, guys, check out our buddies on the wacky and wonderful world of the YouTube. You get Dr. Freedom and his Daily News broadcasts and the Adventures of Dr. Freedom and Eric. You get the guys and dolls over at Geeks Assembled. You get Johnny Blues. You get Sammy Carter. You get Mike Chandler with Every Own Life. You know the drill now. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Albeit we only get about fucking eight views on these things. I don't give a rat's ass. We enjoy ourselves. So, yeah, booyah, enjoy. Back to the
Nick Briggs
panel.
loves us.
What's it?
Nick Briggs loves us.
Yes, and on that, I'm going to have to get that video after you because I can't fucking download it. I'll put it on next week's video. Thank you, Nick Briggs. And with that, we're out of here. Have a good week. Be excellent to yourself and each other, to the panel. Have a good one. And Sunday night.
We will see Graham in the next AA meeting.
Yes, well, I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what he is. I'm out of here. All the best, folks, and we'll see you next week for a wee bit of Tom Baker. Take care, guys.